Sponsored by Strepsils.
Oh.
Hi guys, I'm Ronnie.
I'm Katie.
And it's a TrickingCerberus podcast. So we actually have a theme again. We're talking about Firefly and slash Serenity. But everyone knows...
and Camilla.
And Camilla, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I say Serenity, I always kind of just think it's basically the last episodes of series 1 of Firefly. I don't associate it as being like a movie.
Yeah, it didn't really seem like a movie. You kind of need to know what happens before.
Yeah, my dad's seen Serenity but not Firefly. I'm like, did you follow that at all? And he was like, no, I don't remember what's going on. It's like, see, this is why it's not really a movie. You have no idea like the backstory and how like everyone's getting closer together.
My uncle did the same thing. He watched it in cinema.
Yeah.
It was quite good, but he didn't understand it or appreciate it like we would.
I like how there's still some people with some hopes, like, it's gonna come back. It's just like, it's not.
I hope secretly. I know.
I think there's like Gina Torres said she'd never want to do it with, because, spoiler, Wash dies. Saddest thing ever. She didn't really want to do it because she didn't know what she'd be without Wash.
Yeah.
Her name's still in my head. How can this happen? She's like one of my favourite characters of all time. Oh my god.
But it was also kind of funny. She was saying, like, during a panel or something, that she really liked the idea of her and Jane arguing about who teaches the kid to play the gun, like how to shoot a gun and stuff. And then Jane's like the babysitter. It'd be really cute. So that's always an idea.
Yeah.
It will come. Well, it has a comic series that is kind of its return.
Yeah. It's just sad to me sometimes when, like, a series isn't as loved by Tumblr as some other ones, or it's, like, too old for it. Because I've seen, like, some shows, like, Video Game High School's not big on Tumblr either. And I'm kind of watching it, and I'm kind of just going, I would love to be able to have in-depth discussion about moments and see billions of GIFs and see drawings of stuff. And I'm just like... But now it's, like, Video Game High School is finished now, and I'm like, people are going to watch it, but it's not going to become a big thing.
Yeah.
So,
I did actually watch it, so we've got
another
thing coming.
Where did you get up to?
I think series 2, but I don't think I finished series 2.
Okay.
I only really liked series 1. That was my favourite.
No, I
Series 2 was weird.
Season 3, dog barking. I'm going to deal with that. Mysteriously disappears from behind the camera. Goodbye, dog. Go, go, go. Go off into the rain.
Oh.
She wants to go outside. There's like... My favourite part of like the whole show, I think, is just... There's a moment in the beginning of season 2, I think episode 3 maybe, when Law is like on the sofa in the common room, like eating cereal with through his hands. And like just being like nostalgic, and Wendell's he's just like, look at me, Wendell. And Wendell's just like, I don't want to look. He's like, look at me, Wendell. And just his face in that moment with like the milk and cereal dripping from his hand, in his vest and underwear. It's just like,
yeah, but he just went around in underwear like the Asians.
It was great. It was fucking funny. Like, the part where he's like on the roof. And it's like, never again. And it's like, dude, put the pants on. It's like, never.
Yeah.
I was like, this is me.
I don't think I enjoyed that so much. It was funny, but like, I don't know. What's the one I watched?
Season 3 is the emotion storms.
Maybe I'll watch that then.
It suddenly goes from like being like, I mean, you kind of, did you watch the end of series 2?
I think so. I don't know.
It was the Lateness episode. Where it's like they all celebrated loads of different things at once.
Maybe.
It was okay. But yeah, that's kind of emotional, and that's goddamn dog. That's like the beginning of like series 3, and then season 3 is just fucking die with emotions. It's literally like, excuse me, this was a happy show, okay? But there's also a good plot twist that I did not see coming, and I'm surprised to myself.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, so I'm kind of getting interested.
I was already spoiled with that when you like on Tumblr you didn't really tell me, but you reblogged the thing about what happens to Lily in American Horror Story, and I know that was dumb because like it's been out for ages. Lily, or whatever his name is, Violet,
yeah.
Another flower name.
I'll tell you right now, I never watched the end of American Season 1 American Horror Story, so when I reblogged that, I was just like, Because I gave up after like 5.
Oh, okay.
I got interested.
So you ruined it for me.
I ruined it for myself. I only really started watching at Coven because I thought it was a really cool concept. But the first series didn't have that much interest in me. I was like, people are dying in a house. And then there's number 2 is like, they're in a silent...
The ending is so cute of American Horror Story. It's really cute.
I've watched a few episodes of Freak Show. I do like that series, but I'm going to try and watch... I haven't watched that much yet. Just because I don't have a laptop right now, so I'm going in between like my sister and my dad's laptop. Which means I can only watch, like, catch up on shows on like Tuesdays and Thursdays for a few hours, so... Yeah. It's mostly been... I haven't watched Once Upon a Time either this series.
Oh, I've just...
It's such a pitiful dog... I Jesus Christ! Get in there! No.
Yeah, I gave up on Once Upon a Time a long time ago.
I'm trying to give up on it. This might be the part where I give up because, like, I don't see any hope. Unless they do, like, a whole episode of Aurora and Mulan. I don't give a shit, okay? That's, like, the only shit I care about now. I used to care about Rumbelle, but it just got too infuriating. It just feel like Rumpelstiltskin pulled the exact same shit over and over again, and I'm just like...
Yeah, I wish they had just left them alone.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't care about Rumpelstiltskin anymore. He used to be an intriguing character, now he's just annoying. And then Belle's like, oh yeah, you're really cool and it's kind of nice that you're so forgiving. And then after a while, it's just like, dude, you're an idiot for staying with him, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I see that you're a really kind-hearted person, don't be, okay?
Yeah, because like Rumpelstiltskin, there is no character development because he keeps going back and forth.
And it's like, they thought, like, at first they were kind of like, oh cool that he had this whole like backstory thing. And now I'm just like, he's just a dirtbag, okay? He's just an utter shitbag.
Yeah.
And like... I don't care about Captain Swan. I seem to watch on my dash.
I don't like him at all.
He's okay, but I don't ship it. I'm like, cool, they're bros. And I kind of shipped Swan Queen because I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But at the same time, I was also like, I don't care because then the Queen, fucking Regina, just pulled the same shit again and over. And it's like,
yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah.
Mulan and Aurora, only ship I care about. Make it canon now.
Yeah, they just need to realise our love for each other.
Yeah. I was so surprised when they actually did that. When like there was that moment with Mulan and everyone there was just like, you want to make it canon, but you're not. You're putting it there, but you're not actually going through with it. It just drove me insane. I was like looking mentally at the writers like, you shitbags, okay?
Yeah, this is why fandom people are seen as crazy people.
Yeah.
These ships, they do this to us.
Exactly. It's just like, if you're gonna do this, okay? It's like they had such like that was such a good storyline, and they just didn't bother. They were like, let's never talk of this again. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, they choose the same storylines, and then the brilliant ones they just leave.
I know, and like I love the whole like first of the show when you're finding out like different characters. What happens now is you're finding out more about the same. It's like, I don't give a shit about Snow. I don't care about them. Like, just tell me about these cool characters who are like background.
Yeah.
And then they keep bringing back villains who are almost exactly the same. I was kind of like, what are you gonna do?
It probably should have stopped. But then it's an American show, so they'll carry on doing it for as long as they can get money.
If I can get a spin-off, which is Aurora and Mulan, and like over there, I would watch that. I would watch that way more than I would watch this, because it's kind of just like, don't care anymore. And the funny thing about it is now that the boy's voice is broken, the son.
Oh yeah,
his voice is broken during the filming, and he's like still meant to be this like innocent boy, and it's like his voice is broken. It's just like,
it's weird though because they're still trying to make him seem really young. And I hate.
It's like you can't lie about his voice, okay?
The voice doesn't lie.
He's literally like 13, 14 now, and it's like you can't pretend he's like 11 still.
Yeah, and it's really weird because he's older and then he's just acting the same.
I know, it's kind of like people do age. I know it's the weird concept, but that's the thing with child actors, like with adult actors. I mean, you can pretend like a 29-year-old, 18. As so many shows do, but like when it comes to like kid actors, you can't pretend someone's 10 when their voice is breaking. It's just you can't do it.
But like in American shows, where they get like 20-somethings to play like 16-year-olds.
It's annoying. And I found out when I heard about Vampire Diaries, I was watching like I think it was Imogen's episode.
It's really weird. And
I was like season 2, and I was like, these people are clearly like 25, and she was like, yeah, but they're playing 17. I was like, excuse me, no one had ever looked like that at the age of 17. Though they were remarkably closer than some. T-Wolf is the worst. There's literally 30-year-olds playing 18-year-olds.
I'm glad that I didn't watch that.
Yeah.
It kind of went bad, didn't it? Or something. Someone got killed off. It was like...
Quite a lot of people got killed off.
That's what happens in Vampire Diaries. Like, all my favourite characters have been killed off, basically. Apart from one, and she's a vampire, so she did actually get killed.
There's some redeeming stuff in it, which is basically Holland Roden. I watched the whole show for her and Arden Cho. That's basically it. Maybe some Dylan, because he's pretty funny. But other times
I
it's
don't like Dylan, it's just his face that annoys me.
He has funny lines in the show.
I feel really bad, but I'm just so prejudiced against Dylan.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't like him.
I don't like him.
Yeah, fair enough. I really didn't like Scott. I forgot his real name, but I didn't. Well, actually, it was his character I didn't like. I didn't like his character for a long time because I was like, it was such a boring middly character. I thought it was like the Victorious, where he was kind of like, you know, Tori and Victorious. Did you watch that?
Vaguely.
Yeah, it was kind of like that character was kind of like built to be fit every purpose, and it didn't really work because they didn't really have a personality because it was so badly written. The best characters were offset characters, but don't even go. It's like a Nickelodeon show, and I'm here like.
This is Firefly, and then it turned into ramblings about everything else.
It's casual, I'm sorry. It's happening. But yeah, because he was such a boring character. And then it kind of just got to me, I was like, he's actually just like a really sweet and earnest character. That's his personality. I dislike myself for being like, I got no personality. He's like, he's actually like a really cool guy. And I'm like, I don't know why I didn't like you. I still don't really ship you with people, but like, you're a cool guy. So.
Well, I feel like two of the main characters in Vampire Diaries I don't really like because they're a bit too nice. And then even the vampire guy, Stefan, he has like a bad backstory and I just don't care about him.
All my shows, like the love of them just keeps going. Because like they'll do something, I'm like, I'm done. I haven't watched Supernatural this whole series. I think I'm going to watch episode 200 because it seems like it's doing a cool thing. Like I was really worried about
the fan fiction one.
Yeah,
that's the one I was going to watch as well.
Yeah. I was really worried about it. I was like, I think this might be a whole joke prodded towards the audience, but actually it seems like a pretty good like thing of it. And I'm like, you know what, I will watch it. And like the fact that it was the way it was done, it was like it was made up of Supernatural fan actresses. So like playing the characters, so I'm like, this is actually really cool because that means there's a lot more input and stuff. I'll probably be the only one I watch until like I get some feedback from people. I didn't get any good enough feedback for Doctor Who for me to want to watch it.
What, was it just me being like, yeah, Doctor Who?
No, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, I hadn't seen anything that wanted to change my mind about not watching it. And yes, I just stopped watching a lot of my shows. It's basically just Carmilla, everything Rooster Teeth, which does take up so much of my time. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., How to Get Away with Murder, Faking It, which is annoying. Why have I kept Faking It out of all the shows?
Faking It turned out to be better than I thought.
Yeah, because I think like, everyone's like, don't give it a chance. It's just kind of like queer baiting. I'm like, from the first episode, you kind of realise that Amy is queer. So it's kind of like, you know, keep invested. But I think
it's not as bad for queer baiting as other shows.
Yeah, it actually acknowledges it. And one of the characters is actually like, she says she's gay, right? No?
Well,
before she wasn't
Amy,
like sure.
I think is bi.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because like she didn't want to put a label on it for ages. Yeah, so.
I think Amy is bi, and I hope they actually confirm that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do anything about that for a long time because like that's what's holding them off for like her dating another girl right now. It's like the only thing I'm holding people off from going, it's a piece of shit show. They're like, okay, no, we have to actually like go with this now. If they both end up dating boys in the show,
no, but like people just acknowledging that she is attracted to guys.
Yeah, I think it would be important. I feel like they have kind of, but they haven't actually put the name to it. And that's always the problem. It's like they always refuse to acknowledge like anything other than gay and straight. It's like always just like I'm not interested in labels. It's like real life people do care about labels quite a bit, even if they change them. They do like some labels. Fucking hate, like, a straight person said to me the other day, is like, that fucking line of, like, labels are for cans of soup. And I'm like, do you know what? They're both actually helpful in finding out whether you're interested in something or not. They're good!
Personally, I think labels are good. Some people don't like them. That's fair enough.
If we lived in a world where that shit did not matter, like, gender and sexuality just was not a problem, and everything else too, that'd be good. But, like, then it'd be fine. But the fact is, it's such a problem where if you just, like, the fact that people don't want to use labels, it's kind of just erasure. It's like, I don't want to acknowledge that you're what you want to be.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, shut the fuck up. I was literally just like drinking my drink, like, if this wasn't a public place, I would slap you.
Always good.
Yeah. I know. Just my hatred of people my age is a very strong thing. I don't like you, or you, or you, or you.
Yeah, I think we all have. Just people.
It's like, sometimes it's really fun hanging out with people, and then they'll say something, and be like...
The silent hate, though.
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Just...
Yeah, because then you get in a problem, and then people will kind of say stuff about you, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. I just don't want to... I'll just, like, make my plans so I don't have to see you for another 3 years, and we'll be there at, like, an event, and I'm like, I haven't seen you in 3 years. I planned it. It totally happened the other day, because it was my friend's 18th, and some people that I haven't seen in 8 years.
I keep on seeing people that I haven't seen in years. It's really weird.
It's like, they kept to, like... They were hanging out, like, kind of... It was, like, a big space we were in, and there was, like, a couple of people were, like, hanging out in different areas. And I was like, this is great. This means I can avoid them, but they're doing it to me first, so it's fine. And I think the camera just switched. Let me do that.
Yeah.
This camera, like, when it made that noise, last week, it actually was, like, not indicating the fact it was off. Like, it already turned off.
Yeah.
But then, like, 5 minutes later, it made that noise.
Yeah. It was really weird. Well, in Rooster Teeth, it went off at random points. It went off.
Yeah.
Then you didn't realise.
The podcast.
Then it went back on again.
Oh, no, the one that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. They, I don't
watch Rooster Teeth.
You do now. You'll join us!
I think I'd watch the stuff as it comes out, but I'm not going to go back. Too much.
I think there's some gold stuff in there. Do you think you'll ever watch Ruby or Red vs. Blue?
No, I've heard good things about Ruby though.
It's good.
I did watch the first episode of Red vs. Blue and it's awful.
That's because it was like 10 years ago, first Halo. I mean, it
was awful, and I couldn't go back from that. No.
I don't want to say it because there's a lot of inside jokes that would be hard to get, but you can start from about 5 where the quality is good, and that's when the plot line kind of goes in. I think it's 5.
There's a character called Church.
Reconstruction.
Isn't there?
Yeah.
I know like vague things about it because I heard you talking about it, so maybe I'll understand what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I wish there was like a way of like a website online where it's like here's all the plots and in jokes that you and pointing out the characters that you need to know before watching starting at a different point. Because if there was, then
an impressive website. No one's gonna bother doing that. Though.
No, but it can start from 5 where I think it's like Halo 3 or something. And it's good quality, and then that's when the plot goes in, and then from there it's like an actual like full-on story. Well, earlier it was kind of just like skits.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
And then it gets into it, and then it's just like this whole story. And Jesus,
I'm scared to get into Rooster Teeth too much.
Just join us.
No.
I don't regret it at all, and it's taken over my life more than anything else has. It's like the one thing in life now. It's like Rooster Teeth. I think that's kind of why I haven't like a lot of my shows why I don't like them anymore, because like everything has gone to Rooster Teeth. I have to make time for Rooster Teeth and all the billions of shows. But it's a good thing.
We need to go back to Firefly.
I was about to just make a segue there. It's like, it's a good thing that some shows are cancelled. Like Firefly.
Yeah, they messed that up so much because apparently they didn't play it in order.
No, because Fox didn't want it that way.
Then they didn't even... They cancelled it before they aired like the last 3 episodes or something.
Yeah. And
like what the hell?
And even worse than that, they had to change like the whole format of the show. Like the whole thing of it being a Western. Like that was a kind of a Fox input. Like there was no fight at all. Like until like Fox got hold of the script and they're like, no, we need some action. Before it was just kind of being like people in space. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, well, I don't know how that would have like worked out. But it was, I mean, it's just kind of sad that it got cancelled so early.
I didn't really like the person that was running it said it was like the hardest decision. They didn't try or care. I just really angry at them.
Well, the main guy left Buffy, I think, to work on it.
The main guy?
I don't know his name. He worked for Joss Whedon though.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, he was the Buffy showrunner for a while Joss tried to set Firefly up. And then he got him to leave Buffy to work on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was kind of like, a lot of them kind of did that because they were like, I really see the potential in this, and Buffy's already kind of get going. So,
That's kind of sad for them.
Yeah, and then it just didn't work out. It's kind of like...
Yeah.
And yet, people to this day go, it was the most amazing show.
Yeah.
And it's like...
It has a huge fan base.
Yeah.
They messed it up so badly.
They really did. Also, Fox are probably not the best show to play on, but Buffy was on there, so...
Yeah. I don't get why Buffy would work and Firefly wouldn't.
I don't know. I think a lot of people like... I think a lot of shows that were aired back in the day, if they would start playing now, it would have been way better, purely because of the amount of outreach you can get now.
Yeah.
It's like, especially with stuff like Tumblr and like just general like BuzzFeed or whatever, you can find out shows you'd never have heard of before. And
Yeah.
you like, there's loads of American shows which I would like, all my shows that are like American, I would never have heard of if it wasn't for Tumblr.
And like people are just more into like space stories and sort of.
I don't know. There was a lot back then.
Yeah,
Like
but like with the
Stargate
Western
and-
style, it was a bit.
Yeah, that
Strange,
was kind of. It was
but-
kind of a new thing, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think we'd appreciate it.
I fucking love Firefly.
No.
Your hair is really cool. I just keep looking at it. Like, it's so pink.
It was so much pinker, like on the first time I dyed it.
I did like
Like the videos are recording how less pink is getting by the minute.
have some progression photos.
It's mostly like it's cause now I'm just like I'm trying really hard not to wash my hair. I have dry shampoo, and like I have showers obviously, but I'm just like I don't want the dye to go because I put in the conditioner and everything, but it's still just going so quickly, and I'm just like I don't want to buy like new dye so quickly because it's expensive.
Sad times.
I know.
So who's your favourite character in Firefly?
That is a question I don't want to be asked.
That's the problem. Like all the characters are so good.
But there was no one that jumps out immediately because I'm all like trying to weigh them up in my head.
I think Katie I still love the most.
I think it's really hard for me to pick singularly one. I mean, because everyone's got something that's really awesome about them. It probably wouldn't be Book or Jane.
I didn't like Book that much. He was alright.
Maybe not Nara
I think
either.
it's because we didn't find out what the whole thing was with him.
Yeah.
Because he had that secret with the...
I don't think they would ever have told us, to be honest. Even if the show went on like for 10 seasons, I think they would have wanted to keep the secret. Because he really just like, they seemed really like unwanting to put it. I think maybe there was actually like a saved up storyline and that's why they didn't want to like pull out in the movie because then it would have been like an extra thing that would have like made no sense really.
Mm. Well, they haven't really hinted to what it was, so maybe they had no idea. They were just going with it.
I think they did. I think he was one of the guys that was like after him in the movie. Something like that. I don't know what they're called, agents or something.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Maybe. I'll never know.
I might say it somewhere.
Maybe.
I bet it does. I bet they gave it away because they're like, well, what are we gonna do with information now? But no, I love them all. Probably not Booker, different thing there. Book, Jane, or Nara.
I think they might have said it in the comics actually.
Maybe.
In a something. I did like start reading the latest series of comics, but
I've never
gave
read the
up on
comics,
it.
so
yeah, it wasn't. I think I was like buying each issue, and that's quite expensive and long. So
download them from
gave
the
up.
internet.
Yeah.
I tried to do that with Young Avengers, and I got to like. There were so many different like series, and I got through like the first one, but I never got to the one where Captain America was the girl. The young Captain America was a girl because I've seen loads of things about it. I'm like, this one's got such a cool character, but I haven't got there yet.
I think I have heard about that actually.
Yeah.
I did like read one Young Avengers series, but it was kind of a random one.
I like them all for different reasons. Mal I like a lot because he's not an anti-hero. Like he is, but he's not a stereotypical one.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot about him that's like really easy to love because while he does stuff like the brooding and stuff, there are like a lot of characters that I'm like whatever.
Yeah.
He pulls it all back, and like it kind of just it works very well. He's kind of like a Tony Stark to me.
Yeah. All right.
but better.
I like Mal, but he's not my favourite character.
I don't think he's my favourite character, but I like that.
It's just Kaylee.
And Zoe's pretty awesome.
I think Zoe and Wash, but like combined together always. When they're separated, they're never as cool. Just together, they're so cute.
But like there are individual moments of their own that are pretty good.
Yeah, as individuals, but like when Wash died, it was like
I totally ship Wash, Zoe, and Mal.
that episode.
I've never looked at fanfiction for it, but I totally do.
But when Mal was like, we need
to have sex.
Yeah.
And then
that was a great episode.
Just like them standing there, just like, okay.
And he like takes her by the waist. And
yeah, like, I watched it there like, no! Stop it!
And Zoe's like, what's going on?
No, Kaylee, I love Kaylee. It's between Kaylee and Wash for me, I think, favourites.
The other thing I like about Kaylee that I think the show did well is that like she was having sex with some guy and they didn't just make her a childish character that has no like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I read something about the scene when it's like it's like designed off that stereotype that people still use. I mean, it was used in Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Trek. I mean, it's used in everything. Where it's like, they've introduced this guy, and one of the first introductions on how his attitude is like he's having sex with a girl, and then he's telling her to go away. Mm-hmm. And like, that's like an idea of his character. And basically what makes people do is like, you're a shitbag, but you know, you're still meant to love him in the end, because that's just, you know, how it is.
That's why I really...
And like, then it was like, Kaylee just suddenly came out of nowhere, and we were like, I mean, like, I wish that introduction episode was so cool, because it's just kind of like, I'm Kaylee, and then she was like, you're hired, and it was like, bye guy. And it's just kind of like, that was such a cool turn on that kind of like stereotype. And also the fact, what you said just there, it reminded me of something I read on Tumblr where it's like, she's innocent and naive, but like, in a way that's like, she's a mature adult, like she's not like a child.
Yeah.
Like,
it made her such a good character.
Yeah, she is like one of my favourite characters of all time. Like, I love all of them.
All time. Wow, that's a good title.
All time. I mean, I love all the Firefly characters in like somewhere, but she is one of my favourite purely because like, she's actually like a full-on three-dimensional character. Mm-hmm. Like, sure, you might be able to predict her actions sometimes, but like, she feels so genuine compared to like a lot of characters. Like in that show, that were pretty good at doing that.
Yeah. It was so sweet when they went to the ball thing and she got that huge dress and then people were being mean to her and then she found friends. Just everything. Every scene she's in is so cute and lovely. Oh, I kind of want to watch the show again now.
I've rewatched it about 6 times and I just can't stop.
Yeah, I've probably watched it about 4 times.
I mean, there's just so much good to it, and it's like something so easy to watch, really.
Yeah.
The movie, when they kind of pull the thing about the Reavers. I can't, like in an accent, I'm kind of go, which one did they say? God, that plot twist with it, it's like, it's something I didn't really ever like think about, really. I was just kind of like, it's a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was a pretty awesome thing to pull. Like, I was like, I did not see this coming.
It was good. I'm just remembering, like, going through it in my head, like, that was a good movie. You're not doing very well today with...
No! Just dropping Oreos everywhere. Terrible.
Grapes are bad.
Grapes.
Healthiness.
Yeah. Come back to the ill.
I don't know what else happened in Firefly. Good things. All good.
Right, we're doing a Firefly podcast. I don't know what happened. I can't remember very well.
It's just so good by itself. I don't know what to discuss about it.
So, Carmilla, I haven't watched the last episode yet. Ooh. But I know that a lot of people, like, just kind of went, I'm in denial.
Talk about it generally, yeah.
They're like, I'm in denial after, like, that episode, and I was like, I don't want to watch it.
It's so sad because they have, like, tiny moments of cuteness, and then it's taken away by other things.
But, like, we know there's 2 series, at least, so it's kind of, like, cool.
Yeah, I'm glad they have, like, sponsorship for it and all.
They do?
Yeah, with the tampon.
Oh, yeah.
Thing.
That was like such a weird advertising to suddenly get. And I kind of just rolled with it. And
they just went with it and like completely embraced it. It's great.
You know, you just see the boxes in the background now.
It's actually great. It's so weird, but it makes it so good.
It's a really awesome show. Like, I've watched pretty much like all the cast conversations in like Caitlin's account, which are pretty good. All of the actors are really awesome. I find Elise so funny because she just like, I don't know, she just like doesn't know about technology and like the internet, and it's just so funny.
They are just a lovely cast, and like they're in other stuff. Like, I don't know if you watch the Gay Women channel.
I watched one where Caitlin and Elise were going on there to explain, but I don't really watch it so much. And I watched
you should watch
50 Shades of Gay.
Yeah. You should watch the Pillow Talks because they do one like every week on faking it.
I've watched a few of them. I haven't watched a lot of them.
Oh, I like them.
If it's gone, then maybe it's have to do sound. Please don't do this though.
I love grapes so much. Yay!
The pilot's full, we have to go by sound.
Okay.
It's already been like half an hour. Time just goes, man.
What do we do with our lives? Talk about fandoms, man.
Yeah. But I'm not in conflict with Danny. I see a lot of people are kind of conflicted about how they feel like about everything. Danny and Laura were cute for a while, but Camilla and
They were cute for a while, but then like
Camilla and
Camilla
Laura
just came in and stole the show.
But oh god, the episode the last one with Danny, it was like I thought you were actually gonna talk about us, and it was like talking about extension bit on paper.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, oh god. Like, oh, that was such like a terrible moment. And as soon as she walked in, I was like, I know what's gonna happen. Like, oh.
It was just... But she's so tall. It's so funny how tall she is. She just can't even fit in the frame. And Camilla has the best outfits.
She does. I'm pretty jealous.
Very good outfits.
I'm still confused why Laura wore that dress at that party. I love the party to try and trap Camilla, and it was like that white dress, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Because she's looking all damsel in distress, you know.
And I was like, but where did she find that dress?
I know. It was a bit like... But I guess the whole area must be a bit weird. So they probably have some shop where they sell weird white dresses to get killed in.
It's such a cute show.
Dresses for sacrifices. Buy one here.
It's kind of like the university is in like Vale to me.
It was really weird just to get my mind around it at first.
Yeah.
And then when you got into it, it's like, whoa.
I bet it's like, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about this series. And then it turned so good so quickly, and I was like, yes!
And the guy that was stuck in the computer in the library or something. That was like...
Oh, yeah. I
thing.
don't know how I feel about that. I'm like, whatever.
It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
It was a weird character to have.
I couldn't... The thing is, I was trying to watch the video, so it's kind of hard to watch the text at the same time.
Yeah, I missed loads of what they said.
I was like, oh, he's talking about something or other.
Because you're like looking for glances between Camilla and Laura.
Exactly, I don't want
to look at each other.
It's kind of hard to watch them on the screen. But yes, you watched Big Game High School then.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of the coolest ways I've ever seen like video games and stuff portrayed.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Like, I really want to be able to play. I want to play Fields of Fire now. Like, just jump in the game, not like play it on the keyboard. I want to be in the game.
I like the whole concept of it. It was really good.
I'm like, why does this school not exist? I wouldn't be able to go. I'm not anywhere near and that's good enough to get in there. But
that's what's so sad about it. You
I
have to
know.
be good at games in order to get in.
I was like, oh, it's gonna be a fourth series because I haven't seen like anything about Minecraft, and then it's finished, and I was like, oh. Well, yeah, there's no Minecraft existing. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I completely missed the third series. Oops. I just lost interest after the second series.
Watch it.
Yeah, but if it's like loads of emotion,
It's only like 6 episodes.
can I deal with that? 6 episodes. I guess I can.
Yeah, do it. I watch it, and I was literally like, Key reminds me of how I want Sylvie to be. for the web series.
She is really cute.
He is awesome.
I didn't like the main dude in it though.
Brian D.
Yeah, he was a bit meh. But Law
He's
was kind of funny at certain points.
He's funny throughout. Like, in season 3, the guy who's from iCarly.
I haven't watched iCarly.
Okay, then, but he was in it. He's like one of those child actors that accidentally turned hot. And he's in it, and that's how I get Imogen to watch. She's like, God damn, I'm gonna have to watch it now. I'm like, so you have to watch 3 seasons to see him, but okay. But that's like my favourite way I've seen anything like that portrayed. I don't know if it's, in season 2, do you get to see the Pokemon cards, right? Where it's like the little pixels that fight each other.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
All of it makes you so jealous of the school.
Just the existence.
Also the vending machine, was like pizza in a can.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
I was like, I need this. And of course, everything just stocked up with energy drinks, and it's just like, this is wonderful. I also think about how they did all the screens and stuff was really clever, because it's just basically like shaded glass, and they put images on it. And you're like, it's just like making up technology, because it's like a cool thing.
Yeah, but like there are quite a few like, not, web series that don't have a huge budget that do that glass thing, and it looks so pretty.
Did you realise, did you notice how many of, cameos were in the show? There was 3 people from Rooster Teeth in it.
Well, obviously I didn't recognise them.
Yeah.
I know what Gavin looks like. I know what
it wasn't
the
him.
one that you
Cosplayed as.
cosplayed as. Only because I remember what you look like. It was a good one.
It was they were like on a board of directors, something, talking to Calborn. I wish I could say his name. And it was like Bernie, Ashley, and someone else, and we just saw them for like 10 seconds. I was like, it's them! And then Stan Lee's in it for a brief second.
Oh, that is quite cool, actually. I think I might have seen that, actually.
Yeah.
I think, like, with Stan Lee, you're always looking out for him.
Yeah.
In anything, you're just like, Stan Lee here.
And then there's the guy from Community, he's in season 3. Because you know there's that running joke of the president going missing?
Yeah.
And like the news program's being interrupted. Yeah. There's like a moment of that, and he's like the president, he's just like having who is the next president? And then she's like, I'm back! I got something important to tell you. And suddenly it's like a frag alert comes up, and I was like, guys, someone would beat him in the game. And he was like, I love this idea of this show. And then there's Arden Cho was in it.
What show?
Arden Cho from Teen Wolf. She was Kira. Did you not watch that far? She was like when they do like the different TV shows, she's like a South Korean presenter.
Well, I don't watch Teen Wolf, so.
No. I'm trying to think of a good one.
Missing out on so many shows.
There was also that actor who's been in fucking everything. And he had that show where he was like a spy, but a bad one. And he was the FPS guy that was like the leader of like their class. He's like really famous.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There was a lesson, you know what they learn about FPS, and it's like all the guns in the background. And it was like, first rule!
Yeah.
Him. He is a famous guy, I have no idea what his name is.
I have no idea either.
The thing about the main character, Josh Baylock or whatever, he kept reminding me of just like Laura from Carmilla. Because they're the same kind of dimpley face.
Sort of.
Depends how long you watched the show for. But I kept seeing that and I was like, look at you, you can play siblings. And then, did you ever watch Emma Approved?
No, I watched
I really
the
need to
Lizzie
watch
Bennett
it.
Diaries.
Well, the one, she's, the main character of Emma Approved is in it. She's the Duchess, the head of the Carters.
Oh.
This is such funny names for everything. If you went there, what section do you think you'd go in?
I'm not very good at any games.
So what section would you want to go in?
They're all so cool. I kind of would want to be in the shoot game.
Mm.
But then, nah, I would go with that, yeah.
I'd probably go FPS as well. I'm not good at anything else. I'm not good at anything.
Well,
but
I like fantasy games, but I kind of like shooter games as well.
there's the MMO guild, so
Yeah, but they're weird.
everyone's a little bit weird.
This is true.
I'm sorry, when has this show been normal? Fucking games, okay? One of my favourite characters, hands down. Do you remember Games? Games Dean?
No.
He's the guy who had the fedora, like accidentally, and just stood there and just.
I think I do remember him.
And he also got the cake. randomly?
Cake.
The coconut cake. God, this is crucial.
I don't remember any coconut cake.
Oh, never mind.
I'll watch it.
It was at the party. The Jenny's party.
Hmm.
Ah! Return to next week where Katie will have watched Video Game High School. I know you were talking to me about it. I have a lot of feelings about this show.
Yeah.
So what shows have you been watching recently then?
I watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer a lot, but you don't watch that. So I'll just appreciate it.
I watched like some things and I want to rewatch at some point.
Yes, rewatch it.
Because I remember watching it as a kid, but I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
Like,
I never
'cause I was
watched it
young.
as a kid. Like, it just was never on. But I like watched it in like a really short space of time, all of it. It's a bit crazy.
It's terrible when you do that though, because then you completely forget which episode.
Yeah.
You'll blur together and like,
Yeah, I don't remember what.
That totally happened with me with Orange is the New Black. I was like, it was just like, I don't know when this happened, but something happened here.
Yeah, but then they're always like in the same place, so it's kind of hard to tell anyway.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
That's a show I want to be on constantly and forever. I want it around always.
Yeah, it's just so like good.
I'm so interested in the next series because now it's going to be like Alex is going to come back to prison, right?
Yeah.
Because
yeah, she got caught.
But I'm like, what are they going to do when Piper's runs out? Like, are they going to like end it?
Well, I don't know. She'll break another law.
I wouldn't even care. I'm like, I just want to keep watching the show.
Though she could get her time extended if she does something in the prison. Someone could set her up. Oh.
Oh.
But I really want Larry to just disappear and never return.
God, I stopped caring about him at the end of episode 1.
I didn't care about him at all.
Yeah. I like how the show points out how much of a D-bag he was.
Yeah.
He's just like, it's an interesting perspective to take on the fact that your wife's in prison. And he's just there like, I know, it's so hard for me. And it's like the joke that he doesn't get, but everyone else around him is just like...
and like when he was on the radio show.
Yeah.
And all the others are dealing with so much other stuff, and then...
He is the biggest dick of a character ever, and I hate him so much.
But they just embraced it, and it's great.
Not like Piper's an amazing person, but like he is a bit of a douchebag, and like they just need to stop being together.
Yeah, Piper is awful, but then she kind of improves, and it's like, oh.
I don't know where she stands with Alex anymore. After this, she might get beaten up by Alex. Not gonna lie.
Ooh, yeah.
I just don't know. I really want to watch
Hopefully they just like go into a corner and then you focus on everyone else and then forget Piper and Alex.
Yeah, just background together. Like no more drama. I want to care about everyone else now.
Yeah. I would actually like them to be together.
Yeah.
But like just quietly, alone, somewhere else.
I really want Nichols and Morello to fight.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, they've kind of got over the thing that he's not actually like getting engaged to her, and I'm just so like, I want to watch the slow progression now of the relationship.
Did Nichols know now?
She knows now. I don't think she knew before.
No, she didn't know before, but
I think she had an idea like that it wasn't ever going to happen, but I didn't think she knew to the extent of he only went on one date with her and she was stalking him. I think she thought it was more like.
But she seemed to accept her when she found out, so that's good.
Yeah.
Just be together.
I felt like Nichols thought it was just like they were engaged, but it's kind of the same situation with Larry where they're just disconnected and like they're both going to cheat. Like for me, she had, so. But yeah, it's a whole other thing to say that she was the stalker. And God, that bit where he was like in the prison, he was shouting, I was like, I want to fucking kill you. Get away from my baby.
It was really weird because like she did something wrong, but you still felt sorry for her and you wanted to get rid of the other guy.
I kind of like, just like, no. Because there's like a lot of, I try to point out like a lot of the, it's all like talking about problems with the prison. Mm-hmm. But like how she should actually be treated somewhere like in a psychiatric ward. Yeah. Instead she was put in prison. But I was like, I want her to protect.
It was so sad when they You know, one of the old ladies who like ran. She didn't run away. She just
No.
wandered out of the prison.
Yeah.
And then they like left her
Yeah.
on the street or something. That was awful.
Yeah, it really was.
And that's like another time when they're pointing out that like the government actually do this.
Everyone hates me because I love Brooke.
Why?
Because they don't like Brooke.
I think Brooke's kind of sweet.
Yeah! I mean, she's a bit of a pretentious arsehole, but it's kind of like at the same time,
A
it's like,
cute
no, I like
pretentious
Brooke.
asshole.
I like Brooke.
Yeah, she's like kind
She
of.
was so funny. So funny.
She's never annoyed me a lot.
Like,
she's
she's
just-
annoyed me a little at some points, but other
Yeah.
times you're just like, she's like a young girl in prison, and like, she's a little bit dickish, but it happens.
It happens.
I think she's kind of honest person though,
Yeah.
like a little bit too
She's
earnest.
who
So
she
you're just like,
is,
oh, I just want to keep you safe a little.
Yeah.
It's the whole episode when it's like, Piper was setting her out for the blanket, and it's kind of just like you watch that progression, and you're like, fair enough story, and then,
Yeah.
and then like she was like, you were trading me for a blanket, and you're like, what mentality was I having when I watched this? I was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Uh,
And when he's like, run, nuns, run.
Scatter
Go,
nuns!
nuns. That was the best
Just
bit.
bringing out the little ukulele and just.
And he had
Dear.
this whole thing against nuns. That was probably the best, like, bit of the whole series.
He was a pretty cool character.
And when, like, he was, like, listening to, what's her name? Sophia, told them all about, like, the clitoris and all that.
Mm.
And he was like, ooh, I learned some things.
I don't really care about Dyer and whatever that guy's called.
Oh, yeah, Bennett?
Bennett. I stopped
Yeah.
caring. I stopped caring.
And, like, it is, like, technically rape because
Yeah.
she can't give her consent
Yeah.
if she's in prison.
I was kind of like, don't really.
Yeah,
Like,
it's problematic. Mm-hmm.
I've been all like all over the ship, and I'm like, I don't give a damn.
I kind of shipped them, but then it was like, I think I shipped them until they got like serious, and then it was too
Yeah.
much. They could have like little flirty things, but yeah,
If they didn't get pregnant, if she didn't get pregnant, then
yeah.
how do you feel about Tasty and Pusey?
Oh, they're so cute. But then Tasty's all like, no. I just want them to be together.
Like, I was so surprised when they made it like when they made that scene where like Pussy kissed her, and they were like, "Oh, we've had the conversation," and I was like, "I didn't know this was coming." I just thought they were
But,
like
in series 1,
bros, but
they like kind of hinted at it, and then it turned into a real thing, and it was just whoa.
fucking V. Do you know what I found out recently, which is funny? I might have already said on the podcast, but I rewatched Ugly Betty season 1 and 2, I think, and she was in prison with. She played someone who broke out of prison with Mrs. Mead.
I haven't watched it, so.
Oh yeah,
But
it's
still.
really funny that she just like in prison in 2 different shows. She was a cool character in that show. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. But I think the ending of series 2 was just so nice and like satisfying because
Yeah.
then she got killed,
Just like I don't like
and
rude
then
people.
Rosa killed her
Yeah.
and like ran away because she was always gonna die. She had
Yeah.
cancer, but like she got to have like one last runaway. It was great.
I think that's what it's gonna start with. Like the next series, it's gonna be talking about how Rosa. There's gonna be a whole investigation with V.
Yeah, because she escaped, so they're gonna be like, how
Yeah.
did they escape? Oh no.
Mm.
And Red is just amazing.
How they gonna? I don't know how the prison's gonna stand like without that situation anymore. Is there gonna be if we're gonna be a bit closer friends, or is it just gonna be like a whole new turf war all over again?
Yeah, I don't know. But there are like people in V's group that just kind of wanted to get on. But there's like Pusey didn't want to do anything. She was just like, can we just chill, please?
Yeah.
And Tasty was a bit like, eh. But then is it Cindy? Yeah, Black Cindy. She's got like the bunchy hair and she's like angry and she worked at airport, stole things.
Oh. Was that him, Cindy?
I think so.
It's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah. When I first started watching the show, I couldn't remember who anyone was because there were just so many characters. It's like, who are you? And they like have two names. They're usually referred to by their second name.
Yeah.
So it's even more confusing.
Yeah, so then I hear the first name, I'm like, I don't know who you are. Yeah, I keep thinking that Brooke's her last name is like So Brooke, and I'm like, okay.
So.
No, Brooke So. Yeah.
So is.
Her surname, but they want to call her So because they thought it was silly. So they call her Brooke.
Yeah.
That's the story. I think the chicken storyline is one of my favourite of all times. I love it in shows when something simple can turn into this crazy fucking story.
Yeah.
And yes, that is like the best example of it.
And also, like, it was in prison, so like,
Yeah.
you'd have to do something with your time. Someone obsess over a chicken. And then Reg was like, I want to eat it so I can absorb its power.
The screen caps from the show. Like, I got into it like pretty late. I think it's just before season 2 started. And it was like, I saw these screen caps. I was like, this looks fucking funny. I'm still not going to watch it. And then I think it was the chicken one where I was like, I have to understand what the show is about because this is just too weird right now. That's a show I really like and I have not been dissuaded from. There are many shows that I have. Like I said, Rooster Teeth has got so many shows coming out. Like, and of course, like, Let's Plays and stuff. So I'm just getting more, I just like watching more of that than anything else. I also now watch Markiplier videos.
Watch what?
Markiplier. You know the Let's Play? Watch him. He is fucking adorable and funny.
Maybe.
Like, just watch, like, there's like 10-minute like videos
I
of
really
him playing
can't commit
Octodad.
to watching any more shows because I'm just like going through Vampire Diaries as quick as I can.
When How to Get Away with Murder and Faking It are over, then I'll have more time.
Yeah, I never really got into how to get away with murder. You know, when you got me to watch the first episode, I was like, it's alright.
I was like, I haven't watched this episode, but I saw like a massive spoiler of it on my dash. I don't feel bad about seeing spoilers because I feel like it's my own fault. I should have watched it. But goddamn dog. Yeah, I saw the latest thing and I was like, oh my god, I did not see this coming. Every single episode for me, it's like I didn't see this. And then
I've never really seen any big spoiler apart from the thing with Violet, and that just annoyed me so much. But then I guessed when she died, so it was.
I managed to
fairly
like
interesting.
blank out emotionally, like spoilers. Like I'll see him and I'll be like, okay.
Oh, the biggest spoiler I've ever like got, and it really hurt my heart, was when I found out that Tara was gonna die, and like Tara from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But she was my favourite character. I loved her so much. And then I saw like a gift set, and all I saw was like her when she gets shot. And I knew then she was going to die, and it was just, it was awful.
I'm trying to think what the biggest one for me was. Most things I kind of knew roughly about it beforehand. Like with a lot of Marvel movies, it wasn't like a plot twist because I kind of guess that's where it's going. I love Marvel movies. It's very little predictable a lot of the time.
There's never been like a proper like a big finale thing that you didn't guess. Or...
Yeah, I mean, like when it came out with Phil Coulson, when I found out he was alive, it wasn't like I was like, yes.
They already kind of revealed that though.
Yeah, it was more like I was in denial for a long time. When I heard that the show was coming out, I was like, yes.
Though, like when he died in Avengers, I did care, but like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared if he didn't come back. He was a good character.
I was in denial. I was just like, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back, and he did. So.
Oh, I'm just so disappointed with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I used to love it, and then it did this to me.
Loads of people are just like waiting on the moment where people find out that Phil Coulson's alive and how the Avengers are going to react to this. So I think that's going to be like a definite thing for Avengers 2. It's just like
Avengers 2 is going to be amazing. It's just, I'm so looking forward to it. But then I just want Black Widow to have a movie.
God damn, I really
And then-
want it, and it's so annoying that they've got like, here's Ant-Man. It's like, who fucking cares?
Yeah, no one cares about Ant-Man. And like DC are doing Aquaman. Who cares about him?
Like, I think it's cool they're going to do the Carol Danvers movie, but at the same time, it's kind of just like, they're like, oh yeah, there's nothing more to her story that needs to be added. I'm like, I'm sorry, everyone else in this, okay, apart from Hawkeye, has got at least like 2 movies.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's so annoying. They're like, we want her to like just be in Avengers, you know, she's got like...
it's like, shut the fuck up! She needs a movie!
And she's like in other movies with them. Why can't she have her own? Oh,
We know why.
we know why.
I'm throwing popcorn at these people's faces. Life.
I feel sorry for Hawkeye because you only like see him in Avengers, and like for the majority of that, he's like under the control of Loki.
Yeah, and they didn't make him deaf.
Yeah, that would have been great if they did that. Think of all the jokes. All the jokes.
I just think there'd be so many I just want I want an Avengers sitcom is what I want to happen here, but it's not going to happen.
We can dream.
What I do is I just read like really good like fan fiction, and I'm like, just imagine this happening. But like I just imagine like he's in a room with like Tony, and Tony's been talking for like an hour, and someone's like, "How are you still listening to me?" He's just like, he seems like turn up on his hearing aid, just like, what? I'm just like, why is this not a thing?
And there was like Tony could make him a little arc reactor one, so it wouldn't run out of battery.
Yeah.
Because when they were fighting, he'd be like, "Oh, sorry guys, the batteries are gone."
And then just like, it's just like, what do you mean you left it?
See, all of these jokes, and now they can't have it because he's not there.
That we know of. They could have kept it a secret. Spring on us. Please give Black Widow a movie.
I'm really looking forward to Captain Marvel though.
Yeah.
Who do you want to play Captain Marvel?
Well, number one, Natalie Dormer, because I will watch.
I agree.
Number one, because she looks like her, and Natalie Dormer can play anything well. And anything more with Natalie Dormer just makes life a little bit brighter.
Have you seen Mockingjay Part 1 yet?
No, not yet. I'm watching on Tuesday. I'm watching on Tuesday, because it's like my free day.
I was just like staring at her face, like, you're amazing. Please stop.
I'm so ready for that movie. I don't know why they're doing 2 parts. That seems like a stupid move on their half, because already it's pretty late. Like, people are, like, leaving the series, like, how much they care about it. I mean, this one's already made less than the last one. But like, where do you think they're going to stand with the next movie?
The book was, like, not as interesting either.
Like, I feel like it could have been all put in one. I mean, I'll watch this movie and see how it works. I forgot most of the book now. But I'll see how it goes. But at the same time, I'm like, they should have just made it one.
I really liked Part 1, actually.
Do you think it worked?
I think it works, but then I'm pretty easy when I like just give me nice people, and yeah.
The other one is
but like there wasn't enough Joanna, but obviously there wouldn't be because she needs to be rescued and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just want Katniss and Joanna to be a thing.
Yes.
I want them to change the ending of the books. You've read the book, right?
Yeah.
I don't want
fucking Peter.
I don't want that person to die that you know if you've watched it. And if you've read it, and I just want Joanna and Katniss to like.
Also, I used to imagine Katniss a lot. The fact they completely got rid of her from the whole show is just like. It's like she found the badge.
But
and I was
she died when there was the firebombed District 12, didn't she? What happened to her in the books? I don't remember.
It was like, yeah, it was she died like that. I'm pretty sure.
So you were doomed, like. Anyway.
Yeah, there was the BuzzFeed post when it was just like people what qualities she's looking for, what Candace is looking for, and it's like there's like a Venn diagram. One side was loyal with Peter.
I've seen that, yeah.
And the other one was
brave. Maybe?
Or something like that. It's like, I don't know, it might have been the other way around. And then just in the middle, it was Joanna, and people. It was like I saw on Tumblr, people like BuzzFeed know what's up.
Yeah,
but it's just like
I really don't ship Katniss and Peter, and I really don't ship her with Gale.
No,
I didn't ship them in the books, either of them.
I was just kind of reading it like, don't care.
But that's why I kind of like Katniss's character, because she is like, I can't deal with this. And Gale's all like, love me.
Yeah.
She's like, no. And then he's like a bitch. And
I'm always ready to do the giant conversations about how the media in there treating them like that way. And then the fact that they do it in real life.
Yeah.
I can write essays about this shit. Because everyone's just always like, yeah, loads of people who watch in the movie know that we don't actually care about the guys in it. It's about, it's about Katniss Strokel. And it's like, that's exactly what they do in it, okay?
And there's that thing on Tumblr that was saying Mockingjay was like banned in some countries.
Yeah.
It's happening in real life.
Yeah. And it's, I mean...
You could write a dystopian novel about this world and it would be like, oh, this seems very familiar.
One of my favourite reflections on it that I haven't seen really on Tumblr is that, you know how Katniss was just like, when she was picked up, she, you know, she had like a whole full-on makeover, and every time she's out in public, she has this whole like transformation of appearance. She's got certain outfits and makeup she has to have.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically it's like they have to put her in a certain way to be like admired by the public.
Yeah.
And then people on Tumblr being like, oh, the fact that she's white. And I'm like, she was cast white because that was what they wanted to appeal to the audience.
Yeah. I do like Jennifer Lawrence's Katniss, though.
I do like her as it, but at the same time...
Yeah, exactly. I'm at least glad they got a good actor, because...
I know, it's just, it still, like, sucks. Mm-hmm. It's like, Jennifer Lawrence would probably made it to the big time anyway. She's already in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this is like her bigger role at the moment, but she's been in a lot and she's going to get a lot.
I just haven't really seen Jennifer Lawrence in anything else that I've liked her in. I just really liked
Silver Linings Playbook, she was pretty good.
I didn't like that.
Didn't you?
No. But I didn't watch it, like, completely. I watched like, the beginning. I liked quite a bit of it, and I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of just like that kind of thing. And then, like... She didn't really care about guys, and of course, like, you kind of get the thing of like, who do you think Katniss cares about more? And it's like, she doesn't care about anyone at this point.
And then the girl that plays Prim was asked, are you team Gay or team Peter? And she's like, I'm team Katniss.
Like, that is just like, that's just like the answering phrase now. It's like, no one cares about teams. Come on. But, there's what was the other thing? Oh yeah, that interview when they was talking about Jennifer Lawrence and like how she reflects Katniss, and then Natalie Dormer took over and she was just like, to the whole thing about how they're both really nice, like good people,
and
so
humble.
And they wouldn't be able to talk themselves up like that.
Natalie Dormer is amazing.
She is.
Everything she does.
Everything.
And she looks so good in Mockingjay. She had the shaved hair and like the tattoo.
Do you watch Elementary?
No.
Watch it. Watch it for Natalie Dormer.
I didn't know she was in it.
She is. She's Irene Adler.
What? Okay, I'm definitely going to watch it.
She is a good role in it. Watch it. Like that's genuinely my favourite thing she's been in. Also, it's actually a really good show. Like, I was a lot when I was back in my Super Who Lock days, those old days, I was also one of the people who were like, oh, Elementary, it's kind of, yeah. Then I watched it and I was like, this is so much better than Sherlock. I mean, Sherlock has...
I don't like Sherlock that much.
No. I mean, like, there were some interesting plot lines and stuff in it.
I really like Series 1, and it's kind of, like, gone down for me.
I think...
Especially with the queer baiting.
Yeah. The main thing that was, like, an appeal to me was the cinematography. That is outstanding. It's like when people watch Oblivion. It's like, no one cares about the story in Oblivion, but it looks cool.
Yeah, Oblivion is, like, so nice.
So it's like I love the cinematography. Elementary does some good ones, but actually like the stories, the characters, a lot of things about it are cool. My main problem with it is the way they portrayed Mycroft. He's really like a weird character, and it's just like he's giving me such a bad vibe, and it's just like it's kind of like a weird character, like ugh. It's like to me, Mycroft is my favorite character in like Sherlock.
Yeah,
I just love. He's like such like an imposing figure, and he's like he's the cleverest one. Like that was something that's stated in the book. And then in Elementary, he's still like such like a yeah. He's got a moustache. I think it's a problem. Don't trust people with moustaches. In the words of Orange is the New Black.
Never.
Oh, I can't remember what the quote is.
Like they just molested a child.
Yeah. It's true. People shouldn't have moustaches. I don't know unless you've got like a beard thing. It's like
a beard looks good.
Yeah, it's like if it's part of something else, fine. If you just got a moustache, what is wrong with you? Okay.
Even worse if you ever go to you.
Just stop, okay? But yeah, and it's just like he's such like an odd character. He feels slimy.
I really liked Natalie Dormer in Game of Thrones though.
Yeah. She's good in there.
And I want Marjorie and Sansa to be a thing. I never did find that fanfic that I told you about. I couldn't find it. I looked for ages.
Lol.
It's just, I feel, because I was on the fanfic net or whatever it is, and like once you've like lost the fanfic, you never find it again.
I think Game of Thrones, even though they do a lot of shit, it's very important that they actually like a lot of the crucial characters are female.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like everyone's telling me how it goes, but I don't want to know because like all the characters I want to rule in the end are female.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I find out any of them die or get hurt, I'm just gonna be like, I'm leaving.
Like Aya, I want her to be okay.
Hmm.
I don't think I want her to rule because
I want Marjorie, Sansa, Daenerys, and like all the best buds and stuff.
Yeah, I want.
And Arya.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them rule together.
Yeah.
Maybe
I like that plan.
Yeah.
Well, she could. Arya could just do the sword fighty thing. You know, ahead of the guard or whatever it's called.
I want to like work together. Maybe like take different roles of the ruling.
Basically, women should just rule the world.
Yeah. Think of all the sexual tension between Marjorie and Daenerys, like fighting for this crown, and I just feel like, yes, please.
Yeah. But I want Marjorie and Sansa to just.
I do. I want that as well.
Be queens together.
The amount of gifts that I've seen in the exact same one was like, some girls like pretty boys, like, or pretty. And it's like some. It's like the part with like some pretty girls, and there's so many gifts as just that moment, and I reblog every single one. And I'm like, yes.
She is so like.
She is gay.
Yeah.
I'm taking this. Well, quit.
Yeah. I would say she's
I'm
probably
holding-
bi.
I think it's to me. I don't think she's actually. I don't know if she's ever expressed
She
like
has
actual like towards guys. Because usually it's kind of just like a manipulation thing. But then again, she could be doing that to girls too. And I'm just here like, I don't know how I feel about you. You could just be a really manipulative asexual. I don't know! I just like you, so I'll watch you do anything.
Yeah.
Natalie Dormer with that hair just weirds me out. Because I always find it hard to like think of her as that. I might watch The Tudors just because she's in it.
Yeah.
I don't normally watch period shows.
So I started watching The Tudors like ages ago. But I didn't know who she was then, so I don't know if I saw her or what.
Yeah.
She must have been in it fairly early on.
Yeah. How much time have we
It
gone
was
through?
an alright show.
1 hour and like 20 minutes.
Ba-doo-ba-doo.
We might want to wrap this up a little. We can wrap up and do some writing.
Huh?
We can try and wrap up and do some writing, which is not going to happen, but...
Like, I've read all the episodes so far, and I actually find them really funny. It's
I
so
know.
sad. I'm just laughing to myself.
I haven't, I've been able to do something for like 2 weeks because, I had this massive deadline for my school. And I've still got quite a lot of work backed up. And then, yeah, I had that and I had, well, basically that was the main thing. And so, like, I couldn't actually, like, go on. And it made me really sad. And I haven't even seen if anyone's written more. But yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know if Hannah's be able to join us in the Google Docs thing?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
But yeah, it'd be cool. I like what we've written so far a lot. And I really want to see this happen. And like, do it. Let's do it. I don't know how many episodes we're putting on right now.
I'm just worried about, like, actually doing it. It's scary.
Oh god, yeah. So like everyone's actually gonna have to learn the scripts, number one.
That's what scares me.
Which
Like,
means-
actually doing it and then saying words.
I feel like a lot of us are gonna have to do like Skype calls every day, being like read through the script. Then we've got like blocking and filming. That's like how much stops we can do. I'm hoping actually, it won't happen because it's not going to, but our basement gets fixed up by the time we do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we can film down there, we can actually just take over that for like a whole day. Like we will have no one stopping us. Sure, it means you have to lift heavy furniture up and down. But we can take over that for like a whole day. And
Yeah.
like some of us could do like a Saturday, Sunday thing if that was possible. If it is. But like that, it would just give us way more area. But I don't think it'll be done.
Yeah.
And then
And
if we
I
film
was
up here, we've
also-
only got like 3-4 hours in here every Sunday, which would really, really hard to do. I want to be able to start like, it won't be the Christmas holidays. That's way too early.
That's way too early.
I want to be able to do it by the spring term when it's like those 2 weeks. If I can try and negotiate with people to come down for like the week or 2 weeks we have.
It's so hard, like, organising people.
I know. I always keep thinking, it's like, wow, I just wish we were like all old enough that we didn't have school like as a problem, as a barrier.
I think we all wish that.
Yeah. I don't want school.
And we don't want work either, just, free time.
I just want to make videos, and that's about it.
And watch TV.
I'm also really looking forward to the time we can, when I have screen capture. And I also get a strong enough laptop to like be able to do stuff. Because I really want to play games. Because I think the way our podcasts work is a pretty good way right now. But I think if we start making stuff like Let's Builds and whatever, and games, and playing games, it's like a podcast between like different groups, except we'll have like something visual cueing us on a screen. That'd be kind of like fun to do. And it just means there's something else to look at. I think it might be an easier flow for us if we do it. So yeah, I really want to do that when we can get equipment.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah. Thank you for joining us on the casual podcast. We kind of went off on a massive tangent the whole time. It wasn't a fireside podcast at all.
It was just a long tangent, yeah.
Do you think we'll be able to do TC vs. World next week?
I don't know. Depends on what Hannah does.
Yeah. And if Safi goes
We'll
on
see,
school.
guys. Oh, I can't actually. So
Don't
family
worry.
visiting.
It won't be a TC vs. World, I can tell you that now.
So enjoy watching nothing.
Podcast, probably. Probably.
Probably.
Bye.
Bye.